After speaking to a powerful few behind the scenes, it's been confirmed. An Antoine Massey movie is now on the table, but there's two major factors that could make or break the start of production, which is one, his safe return, and two, obtaining his life rights. I know the parties who have the interest in doing these movies, right, and creating this bridge for the movie for Antoine, right?
Oh yeah, with Twine, man, dog, this will be a life-changing experience for him. Once he be able to put this behind him, to be able to tell his story and us to be able to visualize it and to see it on screen. Once they have a conclusion to it, I think it'll be easier to start talking about negotiating or any kind of story being told.
When listening to Antoine's story, it's already a movie, because starting a 14-year prison stay at 14 years old is definitely not the norm. But let's start from scratch and unfold how it all started and who was all involved.
When Rabbit married Sita, Wayne was real young, but Rabbit treated him like, like it was his biological son.
One time for my pop up there with Rabbit holding it down for you, Duke.
Like Baby came and got Wayne and just...
So yeah, and how did that happen? How Baby came in the picture after Rabbit departed?
Yeah, Baby was doing something. He was trying to do a group, from what my understanding, called the BGs. They call them all baby gangsters.
Right now we got a little youngster, that Doogie from the BGs. Do what you gotta do, man. Say what you gotta say, man.
I had already then pulled Wayne, but his daddy had pulled him back. You know what I'm saying? I guess he wanted to do his own thing with it.
How was Wayne allowed around Birdman? If Rabbit was around, he was his, he was a father figure. It was something he allowed. Did he introduce him to Birdman, or Wayne knew Birdman before Rabbit?
Yeah, I think he knew Birdman before Rabbit, because the BGs was, I think, before Rabbit came home from jail and got with Sita or whatever.
But when Wayne lost his daddy, you know what I'm saying, that's how he ended up coming back.
I heard Wayne telling the story. He said when the day Rabbit died, Birdman came around and picked him up in the car and told him it looked like your daddy, like you lost your daddy.
The day he passed, Stunner picked me up that same day. Said his exact words was, "It looked like you just lost your father. What's wrong?" But Stunner was always there too.
Did you know his pops?
The day that Rabbit got killed, and a lot of people say Birdman probably speculate and say Baby had got Rabbit killed for the bill to have Lil Wayne under his wing.
Right, I remember that.
Nah, Baby, they were nowhere around each other in the same vicinities, and none of that stuff was under the. If that was a mastermind thing, that should have fucked me all the way up.
I really wanted to get into the background of Antoine's dad and the whole history of the Rabbit thing and Lil Wayne's dad. And I know you was a part of that group and that circle. So
yeah, all of them was older than me, because I was, like I said, I was like the youngest dude hanging with my crew.
Let me clear this up real quick. I mistaken Rabbit for Neil. So the guy who was next to Antoine, Big Antoine, was actually Neil, not Rabbit, right?
Yeah, that's Neil in that picture with the big medallion on, and then they got it's another picture with Antoine sitting in the chair that Neil's sitting in, and Rabbit and Neil standing on both sides of Antoine while he in the chair, because it was like 3-4 different pictures. They called Neil and Rabbit the twins because they looked alike. Rabbit was more like in the streets, like a dude that was always laid back, chill. He mapped stuff out, look at it, and then assess it, and then get straight to it.
Dedicated to my father, man. Feel that. Rest in peace, player.
I could tell you about something that happened with him when he got shot in his chest.
Did you shoot yourself with a gun at one point?
Yeah. See, I didn't know that. When you take the clip out the gun, if you cocked it, someone's already in the chamber.
Where'd you hit yourself?
In the chest.
Let's see.
There.
Wow.
Came out through the back.
Man.
Cool, though. I'm a soldier.
I remember that happened, because Rabbit was living when that happened. Rabbit had to go to jail for that, because there was a firearm in the house, and somebody had to be held accountable for it. Of course, Rabbit a stepper, so Wayne was playing with the gun and shot himself. You know what I'm saying? But Rabbit had to go lay down. He wouldn't lay down, I think, like 2 years for that. And he was a convicted felon. Yeah, that just came on.
Neil was just like all the way around, like he laid back and chill. But if you knew Neil just was a live wire. He just was always all over the place. But Neil always, I think he was the quietest person in the bunch.
What happened to Neil?
Neil got killed on a motorcycle. Him and Rabbit was racing up the street on Dale Street on 2 motorcycles. Neil was beating Rabbit, and one of my partners, Mama, came back to the stop sign, and when she came out, Neil impaled into the car, and Neil instantly died. You know what I'm saying? And Antoine just broke out crying, man. And Rabbit went and took his money and stuff out of his pocket. Neil was the dude, man, under the dude.
Could we say Neil had work?
Yeah, man, yeah, bro. He was the man, bro. He was one of the men.
Damn, he ever been robbed? Somebody ever try to, knowing that, they ever try to come at him?
Nah, see, the way Neil was a different breed, how he rocked, bro. Like, you know, Neil ain't really go out. Neil just, like, was low-key with everything he did. And then if Neil did make a move like that, Neil moving with everybody. He ain't moving by himself. He making sure everybody in tune, in sync, and everybody rocking together. That way if something pop off or something jump off, everybody go be there to make sure everything's straight. Like Neil family members, like they was on some crap talking about I act like Neil was kin to me, how I was carrying on as far as the crying and how I felt about it, but they don't understand the fact that was my first partner, somebody, the first person ever died that was close to me that I grew up with. That shit was weird. That showed me that life real. Rabbit just was an asshole, bro. When I say asshole, not no bad person, just saying he was just, Rabbit just always was the center of attention. That just was him. You know what I'm saying? You know, when he come out the hood, man, he had a lot, bro. And, you know, he wanted to have better things for his family and his children. So, you know what I'm saying, he did what he had to do it. And he was successful by it. Bro, Rabbit didn't give a fuck. I remember Rabbit, had a fight with Lil Gilbert. He beat Lil Gilbert up because Lil Gilbert owed him some money. And Rabbit kept asking him for the money and never gave it to him. So Rabbit went to his car. He had a little fresh car. Rabbit went to the car and was busting all the windows out of it. And he was counting money that, you know, subtracting money at every window he busted. He was like, that's 100. Then he hit the next one, that's 200. Then he hit the next one, went around the whole car. And Lil Gilbert run out there and was mad, you know what I'm saying, ran up on Rabbit, and Rabbit whooped him up. And after Rabbit beat him up, Gilbert's brother come run out there, his older brother, Darryl. And Darryl was about to run up on Rabbit. But my partner, he caught Darryl and mixed him, beat the fuck out of him, and stopped him from running on Rabbit. After all that, Rabbit jumped in the truck to get the fuck. Darryl ran inside and got a tick, come out the house, and was shooting at Rabbit. While everybody was outside on the block. Man, one night dude snatched Rabbit, 2 dudes snatched Rabbit and jumped in the car with him and was trying to make him bring him home. And he seen my cousin and somebody else in the car. He ran his car into their car. So that spooked my cousin them out because they didn't know what was going on. From that, the dudes jump out the car and shoot Rabbit instantly and got in the wind. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, so what that was all about? Just ran up on him?
Yeah, they were trying to rob him. I remember before Twine died, man, we rented a hotel room where we could go up in there and just chill. We would get food and they would shoot dice up in there and everything. So he just was talking and he was like, man, this might be the last time all of us get a chance to be together. So, man, we need to respect each other, you know what I'm saying, and just have love for each other.
Why would he say something like that? He knew something, bro?
Man, it's like he knew something, dog, when he said that, because the dude that killed him was in the hotel that day, too.
Damn, yeah, damn, that's possible. He could. Do you remember how he was set up?
Kind of, like, man, the details on what happened, because it was so long ago, man, but, like, the dude, they showed up at the house. He was outside working on one of his cars, and dudes ran in the house on his family. They passed him up. He ain't even see it, you know. He come from underneath the car to go see what was going on because his daughter, if I'm not mistaken, his daughter ran out the house and was telling him that they was in the house with guns or something.
Damn, say what? They thought he had dope or something?
Man, it just was like, man, Twine, Neil, Rabbit, they just had nice stuff, man. So, like, as far as how they got it, you know what I'm saying, it's something totally different, but dudes in the neighborhood, man, that don't have it, and they really don't have that get up and go by themselves. They try to get it. They don't be motivated by what they see and work hard to go get it.
It ever came out what they got from the robbery?
Nah, as far as what they had got from the robbery, I really don't remember. Wayne, and to be honest with you, I don't think they got nothing up. You know what I'm saying?
Because I was gonna ask you why would they, if it was a successful robbery, why did they still shoot him, bro? You know?
Man, I think it was because the person that did it was a resentful person, man. Like everybody around outside our circle was resentful to them dudes because of how they was coming. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was growing up, like 12, 13 years old, man, I used to see Big Antoine. You know, he was out our neighborhood and he'd come down the street, he'd stop us and give us a couple of dollars, $5 a piece, and tell us to stay out the street, stay out the street, man.
Let's paint that picture real quick of the movie about Antoine, right? That shit would be dope because it starts with being childhood friends with Lil Wayne and shit. You know, that's the way that bitch would start would be dope as shit. That would, yeah, a movie would definitely work, bro.
Oh yeah, that bitch would be fire, bro. It'd be fire.
Let's say the conclusion is not so good. It didn't go as good, right? As we expected, and Antoine is not with us, right? I hate to paint that picture, but who do the life rights go to? Let's say the movie is coming out. Who do the life rights go to?
Yeah, it should go to his mom and his kids. You know what I'm saying? And maybe his siblings because they have more to contribute into the story because he's not here no more. You know what I'm saying? The people that was really close, that could really be in detail with him. You know what I'm saying? And the people that should benefit off of any story that come from his